Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California is rumored to get a B&M Giga coaster in 2023, but I believe that it will not happen. If you disagree with my opinions in this video, then that is completely fine. These are just my beliefs on what will happen with the new coaster, and I know this is quite an unpopular opinion, so you can disagree all you want with my opinions on this. But before this video begins, I would very much appreciate it if you click that subscribe button down below. It's completely free, and you can change your mind at any point. So now, let's hop into my thoughts about this rumored Giga coaster. When I first saw the Screamscape rumors a few months ago, me and a lot of other people did not believe that they were real. The plot that the Giga was supposed to fit in was in a very tight area that ran along the border of the park, and I thought that it was a near impossible fit. Also, the area where the coaster would be located at a very close proximity to residential buildings. Knott's has always been landlocked, but there were no houses next to the park, except on the south and southwest border, which is where the Giga is supposed to go. We'll talk more about this location issue later. But fast forward to a few weeks ago, when documents of the layout and plans were leaked. This gave us a better idea of what the ride would be. The height of the ride would be around 325 at Carowinds, another B&M Giga coaster, but the drop would be significantly bigger at around 347 feet. I'm not going to break down the entire layout, but the ride contains many low-to-the-ground elements, a turnaround really similar to Shambhala's, and a few good airtime moments. This ride could be just as good and even better than Fury 325, but I believe these plans will not happen, as I have mentioned many times before. The main issue with this ride is the noise of the riders and just the coaster of itself. B&M is infamous for their very loud coasters. Just listen to a clip of Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Luckily, the Giga wouldn't be as loud because they can fill the main rails with sand to prevent the vibrations from going inside the hollow spine and creating a loud roar. I would recommend watching the El Toro Ryan video on the Giga coaster, as he goes a lot more in depth about how filling the track makes the ride quieter, and just the layout in general about it. If they do fill the rails with sand, it would definitely help, but the roar of the B&M track would still annoy residents nearby. Riders would be another issue, as their screams could be a nuisance for people living nearby. Obviously, Knott couldn't ban screaming on this ride, as naturally people scream on roller coasters, but they could add a noise barrier of some sorts to block the noise from reaching residential buildings and causing noise pollution. The problem with the noise barrier is that it would greatly take away from the aesthetics of the ride, and B&M Gigas are meant to be very picturesque rides. Another thing that backs up my claim that this Giga coaster will not happen is because of Pony Express, a Zamperla launched motorbike coaster. It had various noise issues when it was testing and when it opened, even though the ride only goes 38 miles an hour. So a Giga coaster that goes 100 miles an hour would definitely cause problems. Currently, the city of Buena Park is reviewing these documents, and if they reject them, then what's next for the park? Well, since these plans are months in the making, I wouldn't see them adding a new coaster for a few more years, and I think it would replace Coast Rider if they were to get a new coaster. If this video gets 25 likes, I'll do a part 2 to this video on what Knott's future could look like. But anyways, even though this new coaster could bring lots of popularity to Knott's and Buena Park in general, local businesses and residents would not want to hear screams of riders and the loud hum of the ride every day. Of course, there are good arguments on both sides of the spectrum, but I personally think that this coaster will not happen, but other people may disagree. If you have any other thoughts about this coaster, then drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then subscribing would really help me out. When I hit 500 subscribers, then I will ride Nighthawk, my least favorite coaster of all time, 10 times in a row. Anyways, this is Zero G Coaster signing out. See you guys in the next video.